So far, we've been pushing from development to production through our central repository. But in this step, what we're going to do is push from production to development. Now, there's no real difference between the two, except that you may have some particular rules set for when you would do one over the other. For example, in general, you wouldn't make a push from production to development unless there was a really good reason to make that change, because again, you're working on the live site with live code, and so you'd probably only work on the production repository when there was a major bug you had to fix, and then you'd want to pull that change into your development site. A little later in this series, we'll suggest a way to organize these pushes from production to development using hotfix branches. But for now, let's just go ahead and demonstrate a change. So again, we're on the production site. Let's go ahead and jump to the production site in our file system. Now again, we're just mimicking the production site locally, and so I've created a folder for our site called loc.getsite.production.com. I'm going to go ahead and open this up. I'm going to open up the sites, all modules, custom directory, and in the input folder, I'm going to expand steps. And this time, let's go ahead and open up the 8th step. And let's open up the input.module file. And let's copy over the code from the 8th step in its entirety and paste it over the code in the input.module file and save it. Okay, I'm going to jump back to the command line and I'm going to do git status. And here in our production site, we should see that one of our files are modified. So what we'll need to do is do a commit, do a push, and then switch over to our development site to pull it down. So let's go ahead and commit it. I'm just doing a git commit A to skip staging, and then the message is added step 8 of input.module. I'm going to hit enter. We got our confirmation that the commit happened. Let's go ahead and push it to the remote repository now. All right, now let's switch back to development. I'm going to clear the back scroll with Command K. And let's go ahead and begin by doing a git fetch, which will pull the remote information so we can compare our local version to the remote version. So I'm going to do git fetch. And now I'm going to do git status. And it says your branch is behind origin master by 1 commit and can be fast forwarded. So this means that we can go ahead and merge in our changes, or if we wanted to, we could simply do a git pull at this point. So it shows our changes being pulled into the input.module file. And now if we do git status, we'll see that we're no longer behind. So now you've seen that pushing from production to development is the same thing as pushing from development to production. And as we add more copies of our repository for coworkers and for other types of servers, then we'll see that the process is still the same. And the only thing that's going to be different is the set of rules that we enforce for how we push from one to another.